find a ball. Oh. Good morning, beautiful earth dwellers. I've come out for a morning walk. Just felt the urge to wake up super early this morning. I set my alarm for 5:30, but I didn't end up getting out of bed till like 6. It's crazy how dark it is. I kind of didn't realize it, but I guess as we are going deeper into, well, we've now officially left summer, we're going into autumn. Things are just going to be getting darker from here. It's such a beautiful morning. It's just really nice to start my day like this. I thought actually it would be way clearer. It's really overcast and cloudy this morning. But when I woke up, I looked outside and I could see like the stars, and it was just like a beautiful clear sky. So, but it's still so beautiful. It's just really peaceful and quiet. I just really love the stillness that you find in these hours. Just like the world waking up. They call these hours, well, not these hours actually, it's more so around the hours of like 4 till 6 a.m. the auspicious hours, because the veil of illusion is really thin, everything's really quiet, the world is not quite in the depth of night, it's not fully at rest, the world is starting to come alive and get ready to greet the sun. And so they say that these hours are just really magical and especially potent for spiritual practices. But I just got up and I just read some of my book this morning and we decided to come out for a stroll. It still feels very magical. All right, you gonna look through this? Cool. The house is a little bit of a mess. One of my things that I definitely want to get done today is tidy this house up. It's not dirty, it's just like messy, like there's just stuff everywhere. I feel like when it is messy, it's got that like Rajasic energy to it, like it just feels chaotic. And so if you can just tidy and put things away and get your space into a sattvic state, as much as it can be, your environment can definitely have like a big impact and influence. So as much as you can bring organization into your space, the better. I feel like I've been in a bit of like a groundhog day the last couple of weeks, just because my days have been looking very, very similar. I've had piha mini sessions almost every evening for the last like 2 or 3 weeks. I'm in such a good routine because it's definitely allowing me to be really productive with my time and get stuff done and not be backlogged with shoots. I do feel like when I get into this consistent, like just kind of going through the same motions, I start to lose that beginner's mind and it starts to just feel really tedious and like I'm just kind of running through the motions and not actually being present for it. And so I think coming back to that concept of beginner's mind, if you have done like a meditation practice, you probably would have heard this being talked about, this beginner's mind. It's essentially just seeing things with a new perspective and looking at every time you do something, coming at it from that place of curiosity, of playfulness, of exploration, discovering something for the first time and finding the joy in those moments. And even though like I'm doing the same thing every day, of course every single day is so different, and so trying to, even though I'm in that real consistent routine, look at things with a beginner's mind and to be curious and explorative and playful in the way that I go about those things. And then also amongst that is not getting too trapped in that routine, because I definitely noticed it last week, and a friend was coming out to surf and she asked me if I wanted to go surfing with her, and I was like, no, I just feel way too tired. I don't think I have it in me to surf. And she came up here to like check out the surf. And when she was up here, I was just kind of like talking through like how I just felt like I was in a groundhog day and I just felt like I was just running through the motions, and that was the thing that was making me feel exhausted. And then I realized like, oh, you're not actually exhausted, you're not actually tired, you're just tired of doing the same thing every day. And so I just was like, no, you know what, I'm actually gonna go for a surf with you. And if I have a shit time, if I am actually tired, I can tell when I get out there and I can just come back in. And I went out for a surf and had such an amazing time. The waves were so beautiful. I caught a couple of really, really nice waves, and like the minute that I got into the ocean, like the second that I pushed my board over a wave, I was just like, oh, like I feel alive again. Like I feel energized and like inspired and reinvigorated. And so just the importance of, even if you're in that like day-to-day motion, which a lot of us are occasionally shaking it up with just like one thing that you really love to do. And you'll be kind of maybe taken aback by like, oh, I'm not actually physically exhausted. And if you are physically exhausted, by all means take rest. But like if you just kind of need like a little pep in your step and you're just tired of going through the same motions and you're actually not tired, you're just tired of doing the same thing, doing something that's outside of that routine, that's something that you love, going for a hike one weekend, going for a drive and just going to the beach, going to a dance class, you know, whatever it is, just doing that one thing that shakes you out of that routine, brings you back into that beginner's mind, I think is really powerful. It's a really powerful practice of like seeing things fresh and finding little new things you've never noticed before, even in something that is mundane and meticulous and something that you do all the time. So with that being said, let's get into my day. I'll see you soon.
Leaving all my worries, I prepare for something new.
This is actually so funny to me because like, I feel like when I try to grow things, they just end up dying, and then when I don't intend to grow things, they just flourish. So we have these bins from like last summer when I tried my hand at gardening, and I just didn't really start it up this year. Couldn't really be bothered. But we would just like kind of throw scraps into these bins, and this thing started growing out of it, and it got to the point where it just like came out of the bin and like started taking over the yard, and we were like, what is it? Turns out one of the butternut pumpkins that I threw out just decided to grow again. So we have this butternut pumpkin, and it's like, look at this. Look at this pumpkin on here. Like, we actually have a butternut pumpkin growing, which is just like so cool. And I think we've got another one down here starting to come out. There's all these the flowers were so beautiful, and they're all going to turn into pumpkins. So like, that was just so unintentional, and I'm so stoked about it. We also have this guy, which I'm not too sure what it is. I thought it was a kumara, but that's definitely a kumara, and they look very different. So I have no clue what this guy is, but it's going crazy. It's going off. If anyone knows what this is, please tell me, because I have no idea. But it's beautiful and it's flourishing. Things out here usually die because it's so sunny, but this guy is going off and it's just looking super healthy and lush, and I'm just like, what are you? Are you growing something under there? Like, I don't even know. And then we've got another butternut pumpkin here as well. So it took off in 2 bins, so I must have thrown 2 away. Look at this cute little butternut. Oh, I just think it's the coolest thing. Like, the fact that we did not even try and there's stuff growing in here is kind of crazy. Yeah, look, we're green thumbs when we don't try to be, and then when we try to be, everything dies. Made myself some avocado on toast with some balsamic vinegar and some basil on top. I don't know what it is, it's such a simple meal, but it feels so gourmet to me. Oh, my desk is such a mess as well. I really need to organize this space because it's so chaotic, like you don't even know, you can't even see the mess in which you are sitting in right now, that I definitely need to tidy my desk space up. It's just it isn't inspiring me, and I need to be inspired. But I'm gonna sit down and eat my breakfast, do a little bit of editing and work. What my physio guy, Stephen, was talking to me about is that when I'm sitting at my desk, if I can just occasionally do some like tease with my arm, just engage the space between my shoulder blades just to activate those muscles, pull back the shoulders, open up through the chest. This is the biggest thing, is I just need to sit upright. I need better posture when I'm editing, because I literally just otherwise will just be like this. Like on an angle, hunched over, usually with like one or both of my knees under me. Like, this is so how I like to sit. I just like am such a sloucher that it's really bad for my back, so we need to fix that.
There is a life I lead in this city, hurrying to cut my teeth. I can take what I need to get by, it doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again?
I don't know about you, but I can't be bothered dealing with this. Let's just do like a little flick to clean. Click to clean. Let's just cut it to when this is all clean.
It all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone.
And this is what living at the beach with a blue healer looks like. Just vacuuming every day of my life.
Back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone.
I'm just having a little matcha break, and I'm going to write down some video ideas and just take some time to kind of flesh out some ideas, because I want to provide more informative and helpful information on this channel as well. If there's anything you'd ever like me to do a video on, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I'm always really open to ideas, but I'm just going to go and write some down, because I feel like I always have ideas come to me, and it's always at the most inconvenient time. It's like when I'm about to go to bed, or I'm driving somewhere, or just out and about without anywhere to write it down, and I'm like, I should do a video where I talk about this, or I go into like this concept or this idea, and then I just totally forget it. So I'm going to see if I can remember some of them and write them down. Just licking the middle of my back. You creep. You creep.
If you need any support for the knees, a little soft blanket or anything like that, of course grab it. If not, meet me back on your mat and find a comfortable seat on your shins. So a little
Just got done doing some yoga, feeling so good. It feels so good to move again. In my last vlog that you would have seen, the one that I posted last week, I finished off by being like in heaps of pain with my back. It's just so stupid. I can't laugh. I had just like fully seized up, and I woke up on Monday morning and it was just super tight. I couldn't do anything. Monday and Tuesday was a complete write-off. Like I just honestly didn't move at all. And then it started to kind of come right on Wednesday, and then Thursday was when I got in to see the physio. And he essentially just like assessed it for me and loosened it up because it was just really, really tight. And he gave me a couple of exercises to do just to help with like prevention and to help like counter a lot of the postural stuff that I have because of work and all of that jazz. So that was really, really helpful. Yeah, but I'm super sweaty now, so I'm gonna go have a shower. This place is just like a little sun trap in the afternoon. Like it just gets so much sun and it just heats up like nobody's business. So yeah, I'm just gonna go have a shower, and then we've got a shoot at like 7:20, and then after the shoot I'm gonna go to Phoebe's house and have a little slumber party because we're gonna go to the market tomorrow, which will be really cute, which I might bring you guys on because that'll be fun, a little market trip. But yeah.
We're full of doubt, scared of the constant long ride. But those who arrive, they've already paid the highest price. sun that could make their shadows run. Those who arrive, all of their hopes were doomed, 'cause for us they're intruders, and all of their high thoughts about us were just illusions. They could not find a way into our closed hearts. Ooh. So they're forced to crawl back into the dark.
We're going to the market.
Biscuit one. I got spicy beans in my tea. She is spicy beans. I also need to find a juice. I feel like I can't just take a bite. I'm gonna have to tear. Okay. Delicious.
Got me looking like this, like no one before. is my goal.